Welcome back to another lesson in Vedic astrology. Earlier I have done a video on UPAPADA Lagna, also known as UL. If you haven't seen it before, kindly see it first before you continue with this lesson. This UPAPADA Lagna in most computer horoscope is written down as UL. Okay, the letter UL. And wherever you see it, that is a place where the UPAPADA Lagna is. And what is the use of knowing this? It primarily relates to your past life connections. Basically deals more about fate and what is fated to happen, where you have less free will in life. And secondly, it deals with your spouse and also deals therefore with children, because they're both related. This is not something very strange, it's not a totally different system, it's part of the Parashari system, also extensively used by Jaimini in Jaimini Sutras. If you want to find more information, of course you can use the internet to find out, but in short, if you want to use UPAPADA Lagna, all you have to do is just treat it as though it is another Lagna or another ascendant, but don't get mixed up. This is only to be used for certain purposes. And all other rules remain the same. If you're talking about malefic planets, except the Sun, it's not considered as a natural malefic while dealing with UPAPADA Lagna. All other natural malefics are also malefics with regard to UPAPADA Lagna, and that makes Mars, Saturn, Rahu and Ketu as the natural malefics with regard to UPAPADA Lagna. If you really want to understand how to use UPAPADA Lagna, then you have to also know so many other aspects of Vedic astrology. You have to know which is the Ucha or Nicha signs of each Graha, and you also need to know which is the own house of each planet, and what are the benefics. The benefics are Jupiter and Venus, and in most cases Mercury if it is unafflicted, and also the Moon if it is in the waxing phase. Another fact that you should remember while dealing with UPAPADA Lagna is there are three double-bodied signs. One is Mithuna, because you have the twins in Mithuna or Gemini. It is symbolized by twins. And then you have Pisces or Meena having two fish, even that is a double-bodied sign. And then you have Dhanush or Sagittarius, where there are two bodies, the horse and the human. So, but of course the first part of Dhanush alone is considered to be really a double-bodied area. But these are the three signs that you will have to watch out while dealing with UPAPADA Lagna. So now let's get on with an example so you will understand this better. UPAPADA. This is the way you have to pronounce it, and you can use the short form UL. And let's say the UL falls here in a horoscope. Then the second from UL has to be watched very carefully. Even the UL itself has to be watched, but the most important is usually the second from the UL. If the UL or the second has bad planets either here or here, then surely there will be some problems in the area of marriage. And whenever this house happens to be a double-bodied sign, where you have twins, and let's say if you had UL here, and then this is the the two fish, Pisces, and then if you had the UL here, and then this second sign from the UL is Sagittarius, again you have a double-bodied sign. This sign, Mithuna or Dhanush, Pisces or Meena Rashi, becomes the second from UL. Then it is usually an indicator of the need for more than one marriage, or the possibility of the second marriage coming up. But you can be very sure about this only if there are some afflictions seen on the UL and the second from UL. And another important aspect is if the lord of this sign, for example, let's take UL being here, the lord of the second, which is Mercury, and say Mercury is over here. Now Mercury, the lord of the second from the UL, Mercury by itself is a duplication, so it can get repeated. Another way of looking at Mercury is over here Mercury is exalted. So you get a condition where the second lord is exalted, and therefore this person is bound to have a second marriage. UL is here, and then let's say if Jupiter is exalted over here, then also this person can have the second marriage. The same way, the second from here is Jupiter, and if Jupiter is exalted, there is a possibility of the second marriage. Now what happens if this planet, suppose you have UL here and the Lord of the second from the UL is, as in this case Mercury, instead of being exalted, it is over here where it is debilitated. Now what is the difference between these two? This person, if Mercury is over here, because Mercury is debilitated or Nicha, will marry somebody of a lower level or something which is usually considered forbidden or below the status of this person. If it is here, then it will be above the status, and there is also the possibility that this person, such people get into a second marriage without breaking the first marriage. That's possible over here. Whereas here, there could be loss of the wife either by death or by separation, and because of that, the person has to go back, get remarried, but this time to divorcee. So that's the difference between these two. And if you have Saturn or Rahu over here, matters will get worse, because these two planets are called separatist planets. They tend to always separate people, keep them in solitude. So if a person has Saturn and Rahu, or even one of them separately, Saturn or Rahu, from the second from UL, then the person will go through isolation or separation from wife or husband. Instead, you have a condition where, let's say this is the UL and Saturn is over here, then it is not so bad. Even though it is a malefic planet, at least Saturn is in its own sign. So when you are using UPAPADA Lagna, the main facts that you have to consider is the UL itself, and see if bad planets are occupying it or bad planets are aspecting it. If nobody is occupying it, then watch out for who is aspecting it. And also keep a close eye on the second house from UL. And depending upon the dignity of the planets owning the UL or the second from the UL, the quality of marriage, the happiness with children, the happiness with parents, and all other aspects of life is to be understood. But whenever there is a defect arising with reference to the UL, then you can also say that there is more of fate playing in that person's life. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I plan to do more videos in the next week. So subscribe, and please let me know of your views or comments. Whenever I find the time, I will answer them for you. Thank you.